Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into coins, history, or just cool little tidbits about American currency, you've come to the right place. Today we're diving deep into a specific coin that you might have come across while rummaging through your spare change, the 1976 US 1-cent coin. Yep, we're talking about that copper-colored penny with the iconic Liberty on the front and the 1 cent engraving on the back. But what's it worth? What's its history? And why should you care? Let's find out. First, let's talk a little bit about the history. The 1976 1-cent coin is part of the U.S. Mint's bicentennial celebrations. Now, while the coin itself didn't change dramatically from other pennies minted around this time, 1976 was a big year for America. It marked 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So the U.S. Mint decided to do something special with its coins to commemorate the occasion. Although the penny didn't get a major design update like the quarter did that year, with the bicentennial reverse featuring the famous drummer boy, 1976 still has a significant place in U.S. numismatic history. The penny was still made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, just like before. But let's get to the quality: shiny, smooth, and nearly flawless. Then it can be worth more than just a couple of cents. So if you're a collector or someone who enjoys keeping coins in great shape, it's worth paying attention to the condition of these pennies. So, how do you spot a high-value 1976 penny? The first step is to check its condition. Coins that are in uncirculated or mint state condition typically show no signs of wear and retain the luster of their original minting. These coins are usually kept in protective cases to maintain their pristine appearance. Second, look for any major flaws, such as double strikes, die errors, or other unique characteristics. These can sometimes make a seemingly ordinary penny worth a lot more than you think. For example, a penny with an unusual error where the design is partially double-struck could fetch anywhere from a few dollars to potentially much more, depending on the rarity. Don't forget to also check the mint mark on the coin. While the 1976 penny was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, these mint marks can influence the value, though for the most part, they don't make a huge difference unless we're talking about rarer coins. Now, why are some 1976 pennies worth more than others? Aside from the condition, a few other factors can come into play. First, let's talk about rarity. The 1976 penny in general was produced in very high numbers. Over 4 billion coins were minted in total. So, there's plenty of supply out there, but even with such a high mintage, specific errors or special conditions can make certain pennies more sought after by collectors. A rare variety or a coin with a unique flaw can create a small market of buyers willing to pay more. So, is the 1976 penny worth investing in? The short answer is probably not for most people, at least not for quick profits. While there's always a chance that a unique error or high-grade 1976 penny could increase in value over time, the vast majority of these coins will remain relatively inexpensive. It's not the best coin to get rich off of, but if you're a collector or just a fan of American currency, it can still be a fun piece to hold on to if you're looking for a more profitable coin investment. You might want to consider looking into rarer coins with lower mintages, like certain error coins or older issues. But for the casual collector or someone just starting out, a 1976 penny can be a neat addition to your design. Is one of the most enduring symbols of American currency, and it remained unchanged in 1976, unlike some other coins that had special bicentennial reverse. In 1976, the U.S. Mint produced a large number of pennies. Like most years, pennies were produced in large quantities to meet the demand for circulation. Here's a quick breakdown of the mintage figures for 1976. These mintage numbers make the 1976 penny a relatively common coin, so it's not as rare as some other pennies or U.S. coins from earlier years. Even though it was part of a significant year in American history, the high volume of production means that most 1976 pennies are not worth much more than their face value. With over 8.7 billion 1976 pennies minted between the Philadelphia and Denver mints, there are plenty of them out there, which lowers their rarity. As with most coins, the value of the 1976 penny can increase slightly if it's in excellent or uncirculated condition. But even these pennies aren't considered particularly rare or highly collectible compared to other coins from earlier years with lower mintages or unique design features. Even though the 1976 penny is generally considered common, a few special variations, or the value of a 1976 inscribed above the memorial, while the denomination 1 cent appears beneath it. This state MS or proof condition. Proof coins are struck with specially polished dies and are meant for collectors, often featuring a mirror-like finish. They were produced in relatively low numbers and are much more likely to be in pristine condition than those in regular circulation. Even though the 1976 penny isn't a high-value coin, it has some appeal for specific groups of collectors. Some collectors enjoy gathering coins from the bicentennial year, as they can represent an important period in American history. While most of these coins don't have a huge value on their own, they help complete a bicentennial-themed collection. The 1976 penny, as part of a year marking the nation's 200th birthday, holds historical significance. People who are interested in U.S. history might collect coins from this year as a reminder of America's founding and development. High-grade 1976 pennies, especially those in proof or uncirculated condition, are attractive to collectors because of their visual appeal and the challenge of finding them in such pristine form. Some collectors might feature unique or rare flaws. These error coins can be valuable, depending on the nature of the mistake and how rare it is. In summary, the 1976 U.S. 1-cent coin is a symbol of America's bicentennial year, but remains a relatively common coin, especially because of the high mintage numbers. The last 2 years have been difficult. Labor market concerns and foreign trade doubts decreased the present's value of money substantially. While its historical significance makes it an interesting piece for collectors, it generally doesn't carry a premium over face value unless it's in mint condition or contains unique die errors. Even so, it remains a cherished part of American coinage, and it's a good reminder of the country's rich history and the legacy of its early days. For most collectors, the 1976 penny is more about nostalgia than interest in U.S. history and the enjoyment of collecting rather than a major investment. But for those who find an error or an uncirculated one, the value can go a little higher, making it a fun coin to keep in your collection. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with any coin collectors you know. Have any 1976 pennies in your collection? Or maybe you found one with a cool error? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next